I think we are in the heart of the imperial core. This is the country that defeated the USSR, unfortunately. And the reality of the matter is...
Many of the states are disasters. But can you imagine when they vote almost unanimously against voter ID? All we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID. You go to a gas station, you give ID. But for voting, they want no voter ID. They pass through.
I thought the grocery ID score. This guy is fucked, man. He is so cooked. He's such a... His brain is so shot. A member of the mod squad. Oh my god. I can see... Okay, I understand. I understand why they don't let... The mod squad, in contrast to the progressive squad of AOC. Oh no. Now I understand why they're angry. I see, okay. It's bonfire night, and my friends want me to hang out with them for fucking bonfires. You know, that's fun. For those of you who don't know, in the United Kingdom, way back in 16 wank, whatever, 100, some dude, some Catholic, tried to set fire to the Houses of Parliament. And he failed. And it was on the 5th of November. So now we have a bonfire night with fireworks. I think he had a trail of gunpowder, but then they caught him. So he couldn't light the trail of gunpowder or some shit. I don't know. And there's a good way to spot, and it's basically like Guy Fawkes is, I don't know that much about him, but other than he was a Catholic, and I think it was against, obviously it was against persecution of Catholics because of Protestantism in the United Kingdom, Church of England. But his face is also the model of the mask for V for Vendetta. You know those people, like the Anonymous movement? He's basically been turned into a kind of like symbolic icon for the most cringe anti-authority motherfuckers. The people from like the Anonymous movement or from Occupy, like they would always wear these fucking masks. V for Vendetta, they have the mask in that as well. That's where it's based on, I think. And there are these people who they have this saying. There's a saying in the UK, and it's exclusively for boomer dads who believe everything they read on Facebook about the migrants. They say the only person, the last time someone ever entered the Houses of Parliament with honest intentions was Guy Fawkes, because he wanted to blow the building up, right? Like, yeah, he's just fucking. Also, I love Nigel Farage. Everything Nigel Farage says is correct. It's his manifesto. It's a contract, you see. It's a contract. That means it's better than a manifesto, even though he doesn't even want to own anything that's written in it. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Slurp, slurp. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gag. Yeah, that's basically what Guy Fawkes means to us now. And also, we have bonfires and fireworks on the 5th of November, because it's supposed to be, this is what it would have looked like if they'd set the House of Parliament on fire. I don't know if bonfire parties are the same in the US and the UK, but I went to one once. It was super fun. Well, it's probably the same, but in the United States, there's probably like an annual event where people make TikTok videos of them doing a challenge where they jump in the fire after soaking themselves in petrol, and then 3 people die, and they're like, how did this possibly happen? And then the people filming, there's one person who just keeps filming, like, whoa, shit, whoa, he's in fucking fire, dude. Wait! Oh no, he's still on fire. Oh shit. This is crazy, chat. Yeah, I know, I understand. Yes. What did I say about Americans filming disasters with fire? Didn't I just say that this is exactly the kind of way they would react? I didn't pre-watch this. This is just... So... That is quite tragic. Although it's only a fraction of the destruction that has been experienced in the last 24 hours by Trump and the Republican Party. Okay? Just so you guys know. Mr. Beast getting mad on the Zoran livestream. Bro, he's nothing special. Every US political speaks like that. NYC is cooked. Oh no. Oh no. Gavin Newsom, however. Fucking Obama.
He didn't miss that! How fitting! I still... Oh, demon! Sweet chin music to the boss! wrestling boss of the WWE just got his pedigree checked. Check it on the referee, make sure he's
This isn't even his governor account. This is his own one.
okay. And look at this. What? Wait a minute. What's he gonna do? Wade Barrett.
Oh, he's gonna miss.
To the table. Looking to drive the
Oh, wait a second! Ripley! Gallows into the post! Rhea Ripley's collecting! Oh Gallows, oh my god! Oh my god!
Damn, those Democrats are so irreparably violent. You need to arm up and act accordingly. Brr, 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 brr. Get your chewing tobacco, your gun, and your Bible, boys. These guys are posting wrestling memes. Unbelievable. The state of things. Why is the New York Times? Why did they do this? Why did they pick this fucking photoshopped Tinder profile ass catfish fucking photo of Nick Fuentes? Why? The New York Times, bro. What do you think Nick Fuentes thinks when he sees a Goldberg in the New York Times making him look good and shit? What do you think Fuentes sees? Dude. Unbelievable. There are some feminists out there. I don't agree with them on this one. But there are some feminists who would call that a form of like sexual assault, right? Like you swipe right, that guy looks nice, takes care of himself, shows up in person. Oh, oh God, and and he believes. Wait, what? And what about the Holocaust? Oh my God! But anyway, did you guys know that today is a big, beautiful blue day for the Democrats? Are you aware? Are you aware that there were 4 key races? There were several other ones as well. 4 key races for the governor of Virginia, governor of New Jersey, mayor of New York, and Proposition 50, which is Gavin Newsom's attempt to change over the rules for redistricting. Because I think before today, redistricting and the drawing up of election maps in California was independent, like nonpartisan. But because they are redistricting to benefit themselves for the Republicans in Texas, then Newsom is like, okay, if you're going to be dirty, then we're going to be dirty. 63%. This is not long after California voted to actually take this, to make this nonpartisan, to move it out of politics, to move it to an independent body. So it's interesting that they voted for that once and now they're up for moving it back again, just because of how horribly the Republicans are behaving. Yeah, that's a big one. It's bigger than you might think as well. Virginia was flipped. Virginia was, it was a Republican governor in 2021 who won by not even that much. It was pretty tight, 50-58 to 48-64. 10-point lead. It's almost it's a 15-point lead with 99% of the votes counted. Abigail Spanberger. But the gap is massively closed. It used to be it was 51-48 last time, and now it's 56-43. I said Spanberger, not Spamberger. Stop. Anyway. This person has an incredible name, Winsome Earl Sears. Jeez. Anyway. Yeah. They did very well. And obviously, the highlight of the day, albeit by a smaller margin, which shouldn't really upset anyone, but it has upset some people apparently. He didn't win by as big a margin as these two. He was expected to win by double digits, I think. But yeah, he might still. 91% counted. Mamdani, yes, the Imam, the Sheikh, peace be upon him. The prophet, the messenger. He defeated Andrew Cuomo very predictably, ran an incredibly clever and resonant campaign, laser focused on issues that New Yorkers care about quite a lot, like affordability. It does go to show that despite your credentials, and obviously Cuomo does have credentials and he's been governor and everything, but he was also a disgraced sex pest, horrible record on COVID, etc., deadly record on COVID. He's a bit of a mess, to say the least. But it seems that despite that, in New York, someone who had won before was still able to lose to a 33, 34-year-old socialist for the mayorship. Because, again, basically Cuomo ran what is probably just the epitome of a miserable, depressing, destructive, negative, bitter campaign against Mamdani. Because like all I saw of Cuomo was him talking about how bad Mamdani is. That's all he would say. There was no positive vision. There was no effort to energize. There was no effort to inspire. So it was very, very predictable loss, given the way things are going, that these kind of like young, charismatic, populist leaders are going to be more popular, are going to be more favored. Yeah. So it's going to be all eyes on New York City for the next little while, I guess, when it comes to figuring out what exactly Mamdani's win means. My guess is it's going to go in one of two ways. I think the more likely way is that he is going to realize that life is in politics is a bit harder than he made it sound to be. Like every populist, he's going to find out that a lot of what he wants to do is just not practical. That's probably where it'll go. He'll probably just temper himself a little bit, as people like AOC or Ilhan Omar. Like most of these like populists do that. Right-wing populists do it as well. They come in with a lot more rhetorical hype at the beginning, then they go into power and they're like, oh, that's actually, whoa, wait, you can't just do that? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Wait, that bureaucrat's actually kind of important? Oh, okay, shit. Wait, we actually need those drones? Wait, we need cops in that neighborhood? Oh, shit. So I think that's probably more likely to be what'll happen. If he goes full ham with his state grocery stores and his free buses and tries to arrest Netanyahu or whatever the fuck else he talks about, then my guess is most of it would flop. But I think the former is far more likely. I think he's just going to moderate a little bit. He'll still be progressive. He'll still do things that are creative and interesting, and it'll be good to see, you know? Be good to see for the sake of the future. Damn. Rent freeze. Yeah, but I mean, like New York City, again, has had temporary rent controls in specific areas. It's like things can always just temper. And I think Mamdani will temper. He's not going to live up to the rhetorical hype because his rhetoric is kind of incredible. His campaigning is incredible. So it's really like the only way from there is sort of down, is like calming down. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be fine. I think it'll be fine. I do not believe there will be an intifada in New York.
Thanks
but if there
for
is,
doing US politics, Loner.
if there is, I will feel very silly. Yes. Ew, thanks for the 1999. Thanks for doing US politics, Loner. Oh. Happy to be of service. The fucking Republicans are so mad. Oh, God. Jack Posobiec. 2026 will be worse if we don't course correct. Yeah, because you fucking psychos have... It's so... Again, because one of these was a previously red governor, right? A previously Republican governor, and the gaps were big. The Democrats won by a lot, even the moderate ones. Okay, it's not just like a... The moderate Democrats seem to have won by bigger margins than Mamdani did, albeit they were against Republicans. Mamdani was against a Democrat. But... It's slightly refreshing to see that maybe the last year of Republicans fucking the economy, fucking global trade policy with tariffs, fucking the international image when it comes to dealing with things like Ukraine, Trump tweeting about his Riviera in Gaza, pretty all but starting a war with Venezuela that no one wants to do, sending the National Guard into states against the will of the governors, talking about redistricting, black bagging people, trying to deport people who obviously have a right to be in the United States, El Salvadorian detention centers, slave camps, whatever the fuck. Like, he has done so much horrible shit, going after his political opponents with DOJ indictments, frivolous DOJ indictments. So it does the recent weird fucking glaze that Republicans have for neo-Nazism and Nick Fuentes, like the amount of flirting that some of these Republicans and Republican figures are doing with anti-Semitism, the fact that you can, like, people are noticing, for example, Doge, yeah, remember Doge, rest in peace. People are noticing when you have Tucker Carlson suggesting in no vague terms that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a Mossad agent, and then Trump, the pro-Israel, colonize everything dick suck at the end, going into the same bill, and these guys just not really clashing in any meaningful way. Yeah, people are noticing. People are noticing just how horrible these guys are, and I think that's a good sign. It's a good sign going forward. We'll see. But they are all so... They're basically this. The Republican accounts are just this. But there's not much else to say about it, really. It's just banging. Mamdani did a speech. Apparently it was pretty good. He's so smiley.
Thank you, my friends!
Loner, are you going to thank Hasan for being the sole reason why Mamdani won? Listen, I did say that I would choose Mamdani over Cuomo, but at the end of the day, man, I am slightly indifferent to Mamdani winning versus Cuomo. Like, they're both Democrats. The reason I prefer Mamdani mostly is twofold. One is because I think he will fight Trump. He will take the fight to Trump easily. The second is that he is a very good symbolic boot in the ass to any mainstream Democrat who thinks they can be complacent and thinks that they don't have to be aggressive against Trump, or thinks that they shouldn't be aggressive against Trump, and who also thinks that you can run a campaign on attacking your opponent. Because in the UK, like, if you know your British history, you know this quite well. It's like, you can have so much behind you. Like, let's say Cuomo didn't even have the scandals, COVID and the sexual assault allegations. Let's say he didn't have either of those. His approach was still horrible, right? And a good example with this was after World War II. Like, when people talk about how Churchill can basically take the United Kingdom through the hardest and bloodiest and most brutal war of human history, survive on the other end when everyone thought that Britain was going to lose at certain points. Like, there was one point, there was like a couple of years where we were basically the only country in fucking Europe fighting against the Nazis or taking it to them. After everyone else had surrendered. So you'd think he's going to absolutely wipe the floor with anyone in an election just after all that. But against Clement Attlee advocating for the welfare state, NHS, public transport, and all these kind of things, Churchill ran a campaign of total negativity. He smeared his opponent. He called him a fucking communist threat and all this shit, despite the fact that communists hated Clement Attlee. And yeah, Churchill lost. He lost very decisively. You can't win on negativity, regardless of how much of a high you're on, or regardless of how much you've achieved or whatever. And Cuomo obviously wasn't even on a high. He was a disgraced fucking has-been loser who was very soft on Trump, and also had a bunch of had his sexual assault record and his record with COVID. So yeah, he's talking about black voters and lower income voters, because those are the two demographics that went for Cuomo over Mamdani. I'm joking. Apart from that, no, it's true. To be fair, that was in a poll a few months ago. Maybe they flipped. I don't know. Maybe the results are different. It's definitely not for black voters. They were still definitely Cuomo. I don't know about lower income voters.
I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life.
Private life. Get the fuck out of politics, you disgusting dinosaur. You handsy fucking dinosaur.
But let tonight be the final time I utter his name. As we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only...
Black voters swung to Mamdani. Really? That's amazing. Wow. And Jewish voters went Cuomo. Wait, I thought the trends were going the opposite way. What the fuck? Who has that? Exit polls? Interesting. How did that happen in such a small space of time? I need to see that. Give me that. Oh, wait, here. Huh. Yeah, I see black men, Mamdani, black women, still more Mamdani. Latino. What about income? Or where's Jewish? What? I thought in polls, black New Yorkers were way ahead for Cuomo. Did they just flip recently? And the gap in the Jewish vote was much smaller, wasn't it? Income under 30,000. Oh, it's really only the lowest income. Who is earning under 30,000 in New York City? That's crazy. So it's only how strange is that? Like, it's funny that the farther apart you get. Look at this. Really, all these people are homeless. These people who've voted for Cuomo. Cuomo gets the homeless and the 300K or more. Everyone else goes Mamdani. Shit, man. I stand corrected, eh? But on total family income. God, so that means that it was really, people who were really, really poor went for Cuomo. Because even families on less than 50K went Mamdani slightly more. But yeah, he definitely does better amongst the middle class. That makes sense. That's not surprising. But yeah, obviously, if you're very liberal or somewhat liberal, you're going Mamdani. Yeah, I didn't actually know the Jewish gap was that big. And I did not expect black voters to flip. Because every other poll I'd seen was the opposite. Huh. Interesting. Well, I stand corrected. The Catholics as well. Women 19 to 29. Oh, I saw that, yeah. Where is that again? Oh, it's also education levels, wasn't it? He's got a mandate. Hey, good one. Oh, yeah. Women 18 to 29. They love Mamdani. Obviously, the youth, yeah. Where is education levels is lower, isn't it? LGBT, Mamdani, obviously, but still fairly split between the two. How do you feel the way President Trump is handling? Okay. Where is total family income of under 30,000? Who are these people? In New York City, this must be like on the, because I would have thought, my understanding from 20 years ago was that there were places like Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, like these they were still poor. They were still working class. But even then, I keep hearing, all I hear about Brooklyn these days is gentrified. All I hear about even fucking the Bronx is gentrified, the sewer dwellers. It really, is this the Jews who live in the sewers? The Hasidic Jews who live in the fucking tunnels? Poor single moms. Yeah, like people who take the fucking E-train into... The people who take the E-train in every morning at 4 a.m. Yeah. To wake up Manhattan and fucking coffee shops and shit. Yeah. I see that. That makes sense. Anyway, Mamdate.
On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City. And that is because of you. So before I say anything else, I must say this. Thank you. Thank you to the next generation of New Yorkers who refuse to accept that the promise of a better future was a relic of the past. You showed that when politics speaks to you without condescension, we can usher in a new era of leadership. We will fight for you because we are you. Or as we say on Steinway, ana minkum wa ilaykum.
Hey. Oh no. People googling those words to see if it if a terrorist has ever said them. Oh no.
Thank you to those so often forgotten by the politics of our city who made this movement their own. I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses.
This font is so fucking cool, man. Look at this logo. Look at this image. It's like, it looks like some psychedelic 70s revivalist band. Cool.
Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties.
Surf rock.
To every New Yorker in Kensington and Midwood and Hunts Point, know this. This city is your city, and this democracy is yours too. This campaign is about people like Wesley, an 1199 organizer I met outside of Elmhurst Hospital on Thursday night. A New Yorker who lives elsewhere, who commutes 2 hours each way from Pennsylvania because rent is too expensive in this city. It's about people like the woman I met on the BX 33 years ago, who said to me, I used to love New York, but now it's just where I live. And it's about people like Richard, the taxi driver I went on a 15-day hunger strike with outside of City Hall, who still has to drive his cab.
I think I was right about one thing as well, though. When people talk about problems in New York, like cost of living has just absolutely crushed the shit out of crime as far as top issues go. And immigration for, well, obviously New York City. I mean, that's big. So if you run a campaign on cost of living, I do wonder about this one, though. I wonder if there will be any internal reflection on how, obviously, if you are somewhat progressive, or what was it, progressive? What was the word that they used? Oh, liberal. If you're somewhat liberal or very liberal, you're like in large numbers going for Mamdani. It seems to be that how people define themselves is what explains one of the biggest gaps, right? Somewhat liberal or very liberal, like basically guarantees you're going Mamdani. I wonder if people are ever going to square that with how probably the most, or one of the most historically famously progressive demographics still want Cuomo, despite that. Because most of these Jews would have answered somewhat liberal or very liberal, yet I wonder if there's going to be any internal reflection there on how you can't just assuage the concerns of Jewish New Yorkers by yapping about international law and fucking one state equality. Yeah. I don't know. There probably won't be. There probably won't be.
Days a week. My brother, we are in City Hall now. This victory is for all of them. And it's for all of you. The more than 100,000 volunteers who built this campaign into an unstoppable force. Because of you, we will make this city one that working people can love and live in again. With every door knocked, every petition signature earned, and every hard-earned conversation, you eroded the cynicism that has come to define our politics. Now I know that I have asked for much from you over this last year. Time and again, you have answered my calls. But I have one final request. New York City, breathe this moment in. We have held our breath for longer than we know. We have held it in anticipation of defeat, Held it because the air has been knocked out of our lungs too many times to count. Held it because we cannot afford to exhale. Thanks to all of those who sacrificed so much, we are breathing in the air of a city that has been reborn. To my campaign team, who believed when no one else did, and who took an electoral project and turned it into so much more, I will never be able to express the depth of my gratitude. You can sleep now. To my parents, Mama and Baba, you have made me into the man I am today. I am so proud to be your son.
This sounds so anti-IDK. Dude, it's a fucking political victory speech. What do you think he's going to say? Do you think he's going to be like, on November 28th, I will implement the policing policy. There are great concerns about the new policing social worker policy, but it in fact has been tried and tested. I would like to refer you to research that was done based on experimental policies in Minnesota. Like, dude, you got, the thing is that you guys are like you understand how much of a fucking minority you guys are in the world, okay? Because I know what I'm like, and that means I know what you guys like. And what you guys like is not what most people like. You understand that, right? You understand that, like, you guys probably like me because my talents are destructive, okay? I shit on people, I make people look stupid, I explain why people are wrong, and then call them retarded. Most people in society are not like that. Most people are much more easily fucking persuaded by positivity and positive messaging. And you know what? That's probably a good thing for humanity. Like, it's probably good that like my way is not the majority way. So just like remember that, okay? Remember that that what works for you guys is probably not what works for most people.
And to my incredible wife, Rama, Hayati, there is no one I would rather have by my side in this moment and in every moment.
Like if it like imagine, let's say it's me like running against Drew Pavlou, okay? You know that my victory speech would just be me fucking reviewing his court documents and showing how in fact the sign that he held up and got fined for holding was not actually a blank sign. Like, he very clearly flipped it, and in the court documents they're talking about their exhibits where they say he flipped the sign and witnesses attested to it and shit. Like, and he was also handing out fucking political brochures. That's what my speech would be. I'd just be like, can I just remind you guys how much of a fucking cunt this guy is? Anyway, you know.
To every New Yorker, whether you voted for me, for one of my opponents, or felt too disappointed by politics to vote at all.
And then I'd play the clip. I'd take my little phone to the microphone and play the clip of his dad telling him to get a job.
Thank you for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of your trust. I will wake each morning with a singular purpose: to make this city better for you than it was the day before. There are many who thought this day would never come, who feared that we would be condemned only to a future of less, with every election consigning us simply to more of the same. And there are others who see politics today as too cruel for the flame of hope to still burn. New York, we have answered those fears. Tonight we have spoken in a clear voice. Hope is alive. Hope is a decision that tens of thousands of New Yorkers made day after day. Volunteer shift after volunteer shift, despite attack ad after attack ad. More than 1 million of us stood in our churches, in gymnasiums, in community centers, as we filled in the ledger of democracy. And while we cast our ballots alone, we chose hope together. Hope over tyranny. Hope over big money and small ideas. Hope over despair. We won because New Yorkers allowed themselves to hope that the impossible could be made possible. And we won because we insisted that no longer would politics be something that is done to us. Now it is something that we do.
Okay. I am quite bored. Yes, I understand. Hope is good. Bad things are bad. Anything. Don't let people take back control. Make New York great. ×2, but in a progressive way. Yeah. Okay.
Success, not scandal. Most of all, it will be felt by each New Yorker when the city they love finally loves them back. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together,
Hey,
New
he
York,
said Rant.
we're going to make buses fast and...
Free
Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal...
healthcare. Wait, what? What are they doing? They're going to do universal healthcare in New York City? I guess they have the budget.
York, we're going
I don't know.
to deliver
How does that work? And how does that work from a mayor? Obviously, mayors in New York are unique. They've got a lot of power. They command higher budgets than some countries. What do they... Oh, childcare. Okay, gotcha.
universal. Let the words we've spoken together, the dreams we've dreamt together, become the agenda we deliver together.
They don't have that much power. Compared to what? You fucking idiot. Like the New York mayor. Okay, listen, I don't know my US civics. Like I'm just a humble foreigner. But my understanding with New York mayors is that they have a budget that's like larger than some countries, that they are in a unique position actually where they can hire and fire heads and significant figures in the education system as well, where they can have significant power over hiring, firing. I think even when it comes to emergency services, that they can reform the police forces to a degree. Like they can do quite a bit. What are you talking about? The New York mayor's budget is 100 billion. Is it? That was just off the top of my head. Okay, I'm a humble foreigner. Okay, I haven't done my civics practice for a while. Hey, fucking CBS dick. Get off, get off. Hey. Look at those polls. What? Wait, what? Hey. Fix me up. It's 120 billion. Billion. Bigger than 10 other countries. You guys are underestimating the size of countries when you're like, oh, it's probably bigger than most countries. Like, shut up. Considering 1 million kids in public schools. Yeah, public schools as well. Yeah. Cops. I don't think the average, I think this is actually to do with a fairly old decision when it came to the New York mayor, but it's kind of just stuck. So they do have, they do have a lot of power. That's why it's not just because it's the Big Apple and tourism and all that shit. No, it does matter. It's important. Like, that's why I think it's more significant than most governors actually, but
New York, this power, it's yours. This city belongs to you. Thank you.
Also, I'm just being extra stupid today. I don't know why. I think it's because I looked up. I thought the budget for New York City was smaller. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just doing all the inaccuracies today. There are only 26 countries in the world that have budgets higher than $100 billion. So yes, he has a big budget. Okay, he's got big money. It's not a bigger budget than every single country. Shut the fuck up, like, bro. Okay, leave me alone. For one, the United States budget is bigger than the New York City budget. Okay, shut up. At least one, okay? A little photograph. Cool. Nice one. Ooh. New York budget is higher than the global GDP. Well, maybe after Mamdani expands it to include all of those, maybe after he taxes all those middle class fucking retards who voted for him. Maybe after that, after he taxes all of them to pay for his projects. That'd be fair. You voted for it, you pay for it. What is the response from the monarch in chief?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Fucking King Henry the shit. Let's
It was
go.
quite a formal entrance. I thought we were just going to sit down and talk a little bit. We talk about exactly 1 year ago we had that big, beautiful victory. Exactly 1 year. And last night it was, not expected to be a victory. It was very Democrat areas, but I don't think it was good for Republicans. I don't think it was good. I'm not sure it was good for anybody. But we had an interesting evening.
Very Democrat areas. The margins in 2021 for New Jersey and Virginia were small. Republican won Virginia in 2021.
And we learned a lot, and we're going to talk about that, and I'll say a few remarks, and then after that I'll ask the press to leave. The press has been very, very nice to us the last couple of months. They were great to us in terms of the foreign visits with China, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, and they were actually terrific. So I want to thank you for that. I'm sure you'll get back to your normal ways soon. But we did a great job over in China, and we've done a great job in turning off wars. We stopped 8 wars. And we have 1 to go, as you probably know, and that'll get stopped also.
Do you remember one of these wars? We looked it up. It was over Ethiopia building a dam on the Nile, and Egypt and Sudan were concerned about it because it might affect their economic infrastructure when it came to the Blue Nile water. So they wanted to negotiate to get the Ethiopians to stop it because there's like a kind of like a complex sovereignty around that water. But they didn't go to war. I think Ethiopia is still building the dam. Trump, however, did not try to stop that war. Trump suggested... Remember what Trump suggested? When Ethiopia was building this dam and there was a diplomatic issue?
I want to just congratulate all of you.
Words of pride after broken
Shut up.
Situation, because Egypt is not going to be able to live that way. And they'll end up blowing up the dam. And I said it, and I say it loud and clear. They'll blow up that dam, and they have to do something. Because they could have stopped it. They should have stopped it long before it was started. I said, how do you let it get built, and then you say they have a dam?
Trump preceded those words with actions. He ordered aid for Ethiopia to be stopped over its failure to respect a U.S.
This is Trump stopping the wars, telling them to blow up a dam. Nice one. They didn't blow up the dam. No thanks to King Henry, the fucking AIQ fat fucking cunt, anyway.
But we've done a great job, so it's really been an honor to do it, and I did it with many of the people in this room. Every one of you I know, and every one of you I like. I like our leaders. I like everybody. But I thought we'd have a discussion after the press leaves about what last night represented and what we should do about it, and also about the shutdown and how that relates to last night. I think if you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans, and that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor, but I don't know about that, but I was honored that they said that. And I just want to thank everybody for being here, and a very special thanks to Vice President J.D. Vance, who's doing a terrific job. J.D., thank you very much. As well as the Senate leadership team that has been working very hard, working really, I will tell you, nobody's working any harder representing the American people, including Senator John Thune. John, thank you. Great job. Senator John Barrasso. John, thank you very much. Senator Tom Cotton, wherever you may be. Tom, thank you. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Senator.
What do you think of the Kosovo war that Trump ended? I thought that might be a joke, but now that I remember, there were actually clashes on the Serbia-Kosovo border that got everyone riled up for a few days, and then nothing happened, and it's actually quite normal. Is that one of the 8 wars that Trump ended? Is it? Trump's going to reach 9, and then he's going to stop bombing the Venezuelan boats to claim 10, just to round it up to a nicer number.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito, who's been very involved. Thank you, Shelley. Senator James Lankford from one of my favorite states, 77 out of 77. I always say 77 out of 77. Reagan was 56. That was the record. We got every one of them. Thank you, James. and a fantastic friend of mine and an incredible advocate during the election a year ago, Tim Scott. Thank you, Tim. So as you know, we are in the midst of a disastrous Democrat-created government shutdown, and it is Democrat-created, but I don't think they're getting really the blame that they should. That's now officially the longest shutdown in American history. The Democrat radicals in the Senate have shown zero interest in reopening the government, and I don't think they'll actually. A lot of people disagree. I've been saying for the last 30 days, we've had 4 or 5 different points. Yes, sir, they're going to get it right now. We should have it done in a day. I've heard that about 4 times. I heard it after Kings. You know, they said I was a king, and I heard it after Kings. I heard it after a couple of other moments in time. And I said, no, I don't believe so. And now I heard it's after the election. I don't believe so. I think they will. I think they're kamikaze pilots. I just got back from Japan. I talked about the kamikaze pilots. I think these guys are kamikaze. They'll take down the country if they have to. So I don't think so. Millions of Americans are going to be without SNAP benefits. And I will say about SNAP benefits, so when I was president, we had $7 billion worth, and now they have many times that, because these benefits were given to anybody that asked. And they're up to, I hear, just many times, $47 billion. So it wasn't the purpose of SNAP. It was for people that really had problems, down and out, people that really had problems. But during Biden, they gave it to anybody that wanted it. I think it's something you have to talk about because the numbers are incredible. But countless public servants are now not being paid, and the air traffic control system is under increasing strain. We must get the government back open soon, and really immediately. We have to get it up. We have the hottest economy we've ever had, and it's affecting the stock market now a little bit. But the stock market, as of Friday, has hit many record highs during the last 9 months, many. And it will again. This is just the beginning, because when these plants that are being built right now start opening up, we've never had anything like this. There's a boom. There's a construction boom right now, but that's going to be bigger than that. That's going to be an economic boom as soon as they open up, and it's going to be something.
Trump's cognitive decline is back in the news, isn't it? I know he described his dementia test as a fucking IQ test. So, but that's because I just don't think he ever wants to say the word dementia. Just keeping that in mind.
Especially, we have car companies coming in. When I was in Japan, Toyota, Mr. Toyota, I said, "What's your name?" Toyota. I said, "Oh, you're rich." I said, "How much of the company do you own?" 92.1%. I said, "I'm glad you said the one." He wants to be. I said, "You're a rich guy." And he said, "I'm investing $10 billion in the U.S. And you know who I'm talking about, right? You introduced me, Mr. Senator. You introduced me originally when you were the ambassador to Japan. He's still good. He's still strong. But he had no interest in investing in this country. Now he's investing $10 billion as of 1 week ago in building new plants. We have auto plants coming in incredibly, but we have AI and all of them. And we can't be extorted to give $1.5 trillion to people that came into the country illegally, many from prisons, many drug dealers. A lot of people came in from mental institutions.
Hey, let's
they want to
go.
give a lot of money to the people that came in illegally. We have to get them out. We can't. No country can sustain that. That's not like an attack on our country. No country. These are not going to be productive people. These are going to be anti-productive people. And we can all have big hearts. I have a bigger heart than anybody, but we can't let that happen. It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation.
Oh, they want to end the filibuster.
We have 3.25 years, so that's a long time. But when they can't do an extension, and John, I think they've done.
Isn't the argument here that if you end the filibuster, then the problem is that parties just every 4 years can take turns undoing everyone's shit and speed running all their legislation? Like, isn't that the problem? But But I think but right now you can filibuster without actually talking, can't you? Can you just say you're filibustering and then? Is that how it works? In the UK, you have filibustering, obviously, but you have to talk. You have to stand there and talk. And some people in history have spoken for like 24 hours. They'll just stand there and yap. And sometimes they'll collapse and have to get fucking medical care. And their filibuster continues until they come back. But that's probably how it should be. Like, if you're going to put your body on the line to filibuster, you should put your body on the line. What the fuck? It's an endurance test. I don't want 90-year-old fucking 1 foot in the grave filibusterers not putting in the hard work, okay? You don't get to do that.
Extension every single time they've ever been asked forever. This is the first time they haven't done an extension. Extensions are supposed to be easy, but if they won't do an extension, they won't do any bill, even a simple bill. And we should do our own bills. We should get out. We should do our own bills. We should open up. We should start tonight with the country's open. Congratulations. Then we should pass voter ID. We should pass no mail-in voting. We should pass all the things that we want to pass, make our elections secure and safe, because California is a disaster. Many of the states are disasters. But can you imagine when they vote almost unanimously against voter ID? all we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID. You go to a gas station, you give ID. But for voting, they want no voter ID. That's only for one reason, because they cheat. We would pass that in 15 minutes. If you don't get it, you'll never pass that. You'll never talk about mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots make it automatically corrupt. If you have mail-in ballots, automatically it's correct. Even Jimmy Carter, they had the Carter Commission after he got out of office, and he had a group of very distinguished people, Democrats and Republicans, and they passed, they recommended things take place. It was a long time ago. And they said about mail-in ballots, if there is mail-in ballots, there will definitely be corruption, because, they pass through.
I don't know, grocery ID score. This guy is fucked, man. He is so cooked. He's such a, his brain is so shagged.
But because we can just start talking and...
What did he say here?
One bill. If we didn't, John, it would be a problem, because, we would have gotten a small piece passed. A lot of people wanted to do that. A lot of people in the room wanted to do that. They went along with me and John and everybody, and we got this thing passed. Honestly, it's 4 years worth of goodies. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on, think of it, no tax on overtime. It's an unbelievable tax cut for the workers and for business, where business is going to create jobs, and we're creating jobs at levels that nobody's ever seen before. All these things are good. We have to be able to get the word out. If we don't get the word out, we're making a very big mistake. So I have this long, beautiful, and very...
Jobs like no one's ever seen. Didn't you have to fire someone, or he tried to fire someone he didn't even have the power to fire because of their jobs report not giving numbers that he wanted to?
Boring speech. I won't bother reading it. But because we can just start talking, and I think it's very important. We have to get the country open, and the way we're going to do it this afternoon is to terminate the filibuster. And it's possible you're not going to do that, and I'm going to go by your wishes. You're very smart people. We're good friends, but I think it's a tremendous mistake, really. It would be a tragic mistake, actually. It's time. It's time. If I thought they weren't going to approve, I'd sort of be with you. It'd be fine. I'd be neutral to with you. But knowing that they're going to pass it as soon as they get any semblance of control, they'll pass it first thing, then it's like we have to do it first. And we have 2 years, and we'll end up with 2-3 years, and we'll have this country so perfect. We will have passed more legislation than any Congress and any...
More executive orders. Okay, cool. JD Vance says it's idiotic to overreact to last night's blue wave, and shares some thoughts about what it means for Republicans. What does it mean? What does it mean? It turns out that just because you hold up a fucking American flag whilst you're violating every standard that was held dear since the founding of the United States, then people are going to notice. Mr. Erica Vance. Ooh. Do better at turning out votes. Okay, I think it's idiotic to overreact to a couple of elections in blue states. I don't know why they keep calling Virginia. A Republican won the gubernatorial race in Virginia in 2021. I don't understand. Is it even a blue state, or is it a purple state? Virginia, I can't remember. Anyway. A Republican won in Virginia in 2021 for the governor. Scott Pressler, TPUSA, and a bunch of others have been working hard to register voters. I said it in 2022, and I've said it repeatedly since. Our coalition is lower propensity, and that means we have to do better at turning out voters than we have in the past. We need to focus on the home front. The president has done a lot that has already paid off in lower interest rates and lower inflation, but we inherited a disaster from Joe Biden. Joe Biden, who outperformed every other OECD country in response to COVID. Okay. We're going to keep on working to make a decent life affordable in this country, and that's the metric by which we'll ultimately be judged in 2026 and beyond. Well, obviously. The infighting is stupid. I care about my fellow citizens, particularly young Americans, being able to afford a decent life. I care about immigration and our sovereignty. I care about establishing peace overseas so that our resources can be focused at home. If you care about those things too, let's work together. Wow. Whoa, dude. Holy fuck. They're mad. They're in trouble. The infighting. I know, right? Get over it. You know, some of us are Nazis. Some of us don't like Nazis. It's just some of our very popular advocates and political figures are Nazis. You know, just don't infight, though. Come on. When did anything good come from fighting with Nazis? A bunch of centrist types held Mike Sherrill up as their ideal candidate. What's the cope from them on the race seemingly being so tight? Bro, he won by a bigger fucking margin than Mamdani so far. Okay. Ryan Grimm. The Democratic establishment loves to say the party needs to move to the center as if they're not already there. In New Jersey and Virginia, deep blue states, they managed to nominate 2 national security Dems who aggressively stand for nothing beyond poll-tested platitudes. So they should be cruising to victory, right? Instead, Spanberger is barely ahead of a GOP nominee even Republicans think is a dud. And Mike Sherrill is a neck and neck in Jersey. Get the fuck out of here. September 29th, 2025. Isn't it interesting how, one, these guys are wrong about literally fucking everything, and this guy literally runs a Hamas mouthpiece, dick suck fucking rag and drop site now, where they will literally just take people in Gaza who are Hamas supporters openly on their Twitter and repeat their claims as if it's fucking news. Like, anyway. Sometimes they'll just lie about what's happening in Gaza because one journalist who, or even non-journalists, like activists who support Hamas just said something. And they'll contradict news that's going on in Gaza. But anyway, fuck, whatever. We've caught them doing that before. It's fine. Isn't it interesting that these wankers, bro, I saw Destiny celebrating Mamdani's win on Twitter today. Of all people, not to mention Hutch and all the others. Isn't it interesting how there's one group that actually does care about Blues winning, even if they're not ideal candidates, even if you actually, because I imagine if someone like Hutch or Destiny, if like these people went and looked at in detail of Mamdani's policies and his rhetoric, they probably would take issue with almost all of it. But the fact is that they want Blues in, they want strong Blues in who are going to fight Trump. And that matters. And again, they will celebrate. Like when people say blue no matter who, they mean it. Like they will take a 33-year-old fucking intifada, whatever, socialist or whatever. But what's over here? These guys are fucking bitter about this shit. Like it's never reciprocated. Just so you understand, Hutch got bullied into celebrating. Even if that's true, do you know the bullying into a direction only ever goes one way? Unless you become elected, I guess. The only time that like progressives get sort of like pushed and pulled into like a more moderate position is if they win office, and then just like the harsh realities set in. But otherwise, the kowtowing is it's only ever in one direction. Hutch said he would have accepted a segregationist Democratic candidate. Well, him and MLK both. MLK postponed several protests during the mayoral election in Alabama because he wanted to get Albert Boutwell elected, despite Boutwell being a segregationist, because he was better than Connor. Rip. Hutch, MLK, just, birds of a feather. My boys! In the 50s. It was actually the 60s. In the final month, Cheryl wisely wisely leaned into economic populism and cost of living politics. More of this from Democrats, and they'll see more results like this. Her utility freeze was a month before that tweet about her being dead in the water for being too moderate. Dude. Come on. I don't know why the left is just so mad after a night of huge wins. I know why. It's because they're not friends. They're not friends of the Democrat Party. They're not friends of Social Democrats. They're not friends of liberals. They're not friends of people who are not them. Is what it is. That's what they do. But big fucking deal, eh? Big blue wave. Big beautiful blue wave.
Incredible public servants. They've run great campaigns focused on driving down.
Oh, now he's showing a picture of
and turning things around in the United States of America.
There's this image of Mamdani's
it's been a complete
party, and he doesn't say a word about Mamdani.
And the American people understand that, and they've
Tapper's
going to
ask as soon.
In Virginia, in New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, and in state and local
the other states that I don't live
down
in.
ballot all across America.
Are you worried about Sharia law in New York City?
From our point of view, we're going to
How about the candidate that won your district in the primary by 12 points?
We want to drive down the high cost of living. We want to fix our broken healthcare system. We want America to be the best version of herself, not continue to
They can't just do this affordability thing. They have. It sounds like what the Republicans said last term.
A country of the people, by the people.
It's about how you're going to do it.
President Trump had to say there, saying that the reason that Democrats had such a good night is because A, he wasn't on the ballot, and B, the government.
I thought affordability was like the big thing, wasn't it? Wasn't that Mamdani's big thing? Affordability? Am I missing something?
Okay.
Well, Donald Trump and Republicans shut the government down and refused to reopen it. Donald Trump has spent the last 35 days more time on the golf course, more time talking.
Kyle. Oh, no. Every once in a while.
That's better. That's more like it. So wait, when did that start? How much of that was he watching? Only a few minutes.
are some of the wealthiest in the whole country, and Cheryl and their
Weaponize this win.
Yeah.
They need to take every advantage they get, and they need to make it work for them.
And they're going to overstate Cheryl and they're going to overstate Spamberger for the reasons we spoke about, but also because these states are some of the wealthiest in the whole country, and it's representative of a professional class of Democrat that in other areas of the country is falling apart. A Spamberger could not compete in a state like Maine. A Cheryl could not compete in the state.
How do you think Mamdani would compete in most U.S. states, bub? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, these candidates are suited to their states. Obviously, you fucking idiot. What the fuck?
Like Maine. Or when we're talking about Dan Osborne, even take away the Democratic label next to it. Could not compete in a state like Nebraska. That's just not the case. So,
did she say Spamberger?
the elites in the media, which I sound like a Republican, but that's really what.
But be careful though, because you're saying Mamdani underperformed, but I think the polling is still 91% reported. So maybe the last remaining votes are, I don't know if there's like a bias there and votes that would turn up later being more Mamdani, but it's not done yet. The other ones are basically done.
It's happening right now.
But yes, you're right. So far, the margin is bigger for the moderates.
Are going to overstate this case, and you hear Dana Bash just like CIA, national security background, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yep.
No one cares. Except if you're in New Jersey and you're in...
I didn't know Virginia was that wealthy. Well, don't the Virginia, they go to New York City all the time to flaunt their wealth and throw fucking gold around in a howdah on top of a fucking elephant. I have no idea.
Like suburban areas of New York. Like Charlotte...
Aren't most of these New York apartments, aren't they mostly like fucking... Aren't they so expensive because these wealthy Virginians just go and buy it all and then don't live there, like holiday homes?
It's like literally where I grew up. It's 35 minutes outside of New York City. There are a lot of wealthy people there. There are a lot of people like Mikey Sherrill. And then same thing in Virginia. This is a lot of people that are wealthier and from, work in DC and work in politics. Their victories are infinitely less representative of the entire population than Zoran Mamdani's is in terms of what it could mean for Democratic politics. Maybe infinitely is overstating it, but you get what I'm trying to say.
All right, excuse me for 1 second. I need to,
Sometimes you do not know what to say to
pause
that.
all of my son's internet usage remotely. I don't know if he's asleep. He should be asleep, but if he's not,
breakfast tomorrow, so that could be a really telling moment, Jake, as the president is saying that he does not bear responsibility for these losses in Virginia, in New Jersey, or in New York City tonight.
Of course, when President Obama was president, Donald Trump said,
I am very jealous of her eyebrows, I gotta say.
he was responsible for
I've never had
that
any
because
eyebrows.
He's the president, and it's up to him to negotiate an end to it.
That wasn't out of nowhere. I said something.
Now, though, of course, he's president.
She's got like
What's the complaint? I think the complaint is that they wanted Mamdani to have a bigger margin than the two moderate candidates. I think that's it. I think in a very perverted sense, like they're maybe their ideal. If I'm being nice to them, their ideal was that the two other Democrats still win because fuck the Republicans, but they only win by like 1 point, and Mamdani wins by 20. But I think maybe that's not even accurate. I think their ideal might have been that they wanted the moderate Dems to lose and Mamdani to win by a landslide. I think that probably would have been their favorite outcome, which is quite cringe. It's not the kind of positivity that Mamdani has advised me to propel, okay?
Brooke Shields thing. I got to pencil mine in, or they don't even show up. Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
What is going on? Who did his makeup tonight?
You feel good.
He's crushing it. It's his moment. Whoa, wait.
We need to hear this.
2026. What is your reaction? Well, I'll just give you the gimme. Tell us what you think about these results that are coming in.
Well, I congratulate all of the candidates. These are candidates like Mikey Sherrill and Abigail Spamberger, who, of course, I've served with in the United States Congress. They're
We didn't say Mamdani.
Public servants. They've run great campaigns focused
How
on driving down.
typical.
Oh, now he's showing a picture of
and turning things around in the United States of America.
There's
because
this
under Donald
image
Trump and
of
Republican policies,
Mamdani's
it's been a complete
party, and he
total
doesn't say a
disaster.
word about
And the
Mamdani.
American
Let's see if
people
he gets to it.
understand that, and they've
Tapper's
made
gonna
that
ask
very
in a
clear.
as soon.
In Virginia, in New Jersey, in Pennsylvania,
Bash.
in Georgia, and in state and local
The other states that I don't
elections
live in.
down ballot all across America.
Are you worried
And
about
so,
Sharia law in
I
New
think
York City?
From our point of view, we're going to
How about the candidate that won your districts in the primary by 12 points?
We want to drive down the high cost of living. We want to fix our broken healthcare system. We want
God,
America
driving
to be
down
the
the
best version of herself, not continue
They
to
can't just do
experience
this
the extremism
affordability
that has
thing.
been-
Of the reason that Democrats said so.
Donald Trump in days.
How does he respond to this?
No.
Of course, more time talking.
Kyle. Oh no. Every once in a while.
Oh, he keeps watching. Oh, fuck.
All right. Okay.
Clearly have a problem with that.
What the fuck?
We want to extend the Affordable Care Act.
So that was worse than I could have even fucking imagined.
It's honestly like
on that. And this is the same
they're
thing.
just
He doesn't. No, I can see he full screens here, so he's going to say something here.
paying him to be in an alternate reality. It's like a who's that guy? He did a.
It's so bad. Oh my god.
What the fuck was that?
Ay, ay, ay. It's fucking Tangier, man. Tangier was a mistake. I'll fucking say it. Everybody's thinking it. It's just so. I don't know what happened, man. It wasn't always that bad. You know, there was always like questionable kind of rhetoric, but I just feel like it is so dramatically worsened when it comes to Majority Report. It's gotten so much worse in the last like couple of years. It's just so bad, man. As long as like there are creators like that, I'm gonna continue to talk about that. You know what I mean? Like, people need to be talking about it. Like, it's a problem. And then and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You know what I mean? Like, once you start to see where they're at mentally and how that's reflected in the rhetoric, you can't unsee it. It's just all you see. It's just all they are. It's just a politics of disdain and spite and grievance and victimhood. And it's just so destructive, man. I can't do Tangias that have DMCA. We just can't have those. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can we get a Brian Tyler Cohen check-in? He's just very quiet. He's just very quiet. Let me say.
Can you say how you're going to do something about affordability? Like,
cost
all of
of
this
living on day one.
defense,
Cost
even
of
this
living on
argument
day one.
where they're absorbing
Inflation
Mamdani's
through
success
the roof.
is
Housing costs
defensive.
up,
There's
childcare
nothing
costs up,
proactive.
grocery
What are
costs
you
up,
going to do to address
electricity prices
affordability?
out of control, and now Republicans refuse.
We know prices are out of control.
success.
They're just mirroring what the
And as a result
Republicans
of
did
that,
last cycle.
Tens of millions of people are about to experience dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles. Republicans can bury their heads in the sand. They tried this effort in New Jersey already, across the Hudson River from New York City. It failed. Mikey Sherrill blew out all expectations, literally in the same
Cheryl did
media
not
market.
blow out all expectations. That's not
I think
accurate.
We're going to stay the course.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
With a president who has a...
She fucking did, though. She objectively did. What planet does she live on?
In the first year in office, it's literally unheard of. Has there ever been a president in terms of the first year of his first term that has had this low approval rating in the modern history of the American democratic experiment?
You could have, if you were a sulky fucking like moderate, couldn't you just say all this shit about fucking Mamdani? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it's because she went farther than the polls. The polls actually suggested she was going to be close or neck and neck, or maybe potentially even lose. Like, it was close enough within the margin of error, but she obviously won by like fucking 15 points or some shit, or 12, 13. Double digits anyway. How can they say that? How can they talk like that when Mamdani was against Cuomo? Like, it's so weird. Mickey Sherrill. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know fucking dick about these people. We're gonna find out right now, though. Come on, BBC, tell me. Wise purveyor of truth. We bring a new day for the state. These are tough times. Not everyone voted for me, but I'm working for everyone. Okay, standard, whatever politicians speak. We're gonna follow Lady Liberty's beacon. Oh no. She campaigned on tax incentives for new housing developments and a freeze on utility rate hikes. Freeze on utility rates. Affordability. Damn. Build more houses. Not bad, not bad. Bomb threats at polling locations. Wow. So what do we not like about her? What's her story?
I am incredibly honored to be your next governor.
Is it because she reminds people of... I don't know. I don't know. I was going to do a Hillary Clinton thing, but it's so loose. With the blue jacket and the blonde hair and everything? Okay.
I raised my hand, and I swore to defend the Constitution.
Ooh.
And that moment defines me.
It's because she's
It
wealthy.
taught me that leadership means carrying the weight of other people's hopes, standing firm when it's easier to bend, and always putting the common good above personal gain. And I know how hard it can be to serve in these times. And I just got a call from Jack Chitterelli, and I want to recognize him for stepping up.
Look at how young she is. She's like, bro, she's like fucking 50. What are you talking about? Which I guess American politics, she is young. What is she saying? Oh, she's a former naval officer. Oh, shit. She received a certificate in Arabic language from the American University of Cairo. Oh. Special Forces. I like it. Okay, so her and... that's 2 Sharia law candidates. I'm joking. Okay. And who's this person? Spanberger. What did she win on? Oh, she's the first female governor. Yeah, no one really gives a fuck about that anymore, do they? No one gives a fuck about glass ceiling. That's just 2016 talk. Ugh. All right. Sophie, thanks for the $5.99. Really appreciate that. Wow. God damn. Shit. Okay. Her father was an army veteran, career law enforcement officer. Her mother a nurse and volunteer. Richmond, Virginia. She worked in cases involving narcotics, child predators, and money launderers. Served search and arrest warrants, often being the only woman on the arrest team. More female coppers, yes. Female bobbies. She then joined the CIA. More female-backed coups in third world countries. Ooh. Okay, I can see why they don't like her. I can see why they don't like her. Okay, I see. What was her policy, though? What did she push on? Apart from anti-Trump. Blue Dog Coalition, a group of centrist and fiscally moderate Democrats. Lower profile issues like bringing broadband to rural areas, fighting drug trafficking, and veteran services. Works across the aisle, bipartisan. I saw what Donald Trump was doing with his executive power and how he was pitting neighbor against neighbor. I saw my member of Congress over and over again vote to repeal the Affordable Care Act, and I knew I had to do something, so, spoiler, I won. Whoa, what a queen. What a blonde queen. Shit. Oh, Slotkin. The other former CIA. Okay, I see. A member of the Mod Squad. Oh my god, I can see. Okay, I understand. I understand why they don't like. The Mod Squad, in contrast to the Progressive Squad of AOC. Oh no. Now I understand why they're angry. I see. Okay. Her CIA background lent her credibility on national security issues, and she spoke of public service as a calling rather than a career. She argued that local school districts should decide whether transgender students can participate in competitive sports, cast her opponent as the candidate more out of step with the middle of the Virginia electorate. The Republican called her an extremist on civil rights and healthcare for trans people. So this sounds pretty inoffensive, right? Like, what? Richmond, Virginia here voted yesterday. Woohoo. Well done, guys. Well done. Very fine people. The best kind. I have a great relationship.
On the things that he's
A good question for Akeem would be, how well would Democrats be doing if you and Chuck weren't weighing them down?
Harder for you to win congressional seats.
So no, we are going to.
They're just like they are doing exactly what you would expect them to do, which is they're minimizing the New Jersey and Virginia wins, and they're overstating Mamdani's win. That's exactly what they're doing.
Decisively,
because it fucks with their narrative. That's what's up. Like, it fucks with their narrative. It like fucks their whole narrative up. That those two candidates had really good nights, and Mamdani is, his numbers are just, I think Eric Adams won by, like a 65%. I don't know what his numbers were, but
clean up corruption, and that the American people deserve better than what they're getting from the extremism that has been unleashed on the American people. And in this country, you work hard, you play by the rules, you should be able to live the good life. So for far too many Americans,
That's Clinton. Like, if you play by the rules, what the F does that mean?
To the third part.
It's
What
so
does that mean?
outdated.
Does that mean that 80% of the country they're somehow like criminal? They're breaking the rules?
Remember
what are the rules?
Remember when Trump said, one of the reasons that he...
This is them angry at Jeffries here, at least, not the winning candidates.
He won in 2016.
Why would you get triggered by such an anodyne statement?
Clearly. One was where she said, Hillary Clinton said, we're so lucky that we don't have the temperament of someone like Donald Trump in office. And he said, well, that's because you'd be in jail. And the crowd went, ooh.
Black Pill New Zealand, give me credit for calling them earlier. What did you say earlier again? I vaguely recall. You said... MR are probably depressed because they realize how easy it is for people to accept standard Dems when the alternative is so bad. They can't prove anything about their prescriptions in this environment. You fucking fully clocked them, yeah.
The rules, that is not... First of all, I think the American public is very close.
Bro, why are you mad tonight? This is nuts, bro.
I have been playing by the rules.
Yep.
I've been playing by...
Why the fuck are you mad? The American people are...
ZJM, thanks for the 20 gifted subs. That's so crazy generous of you. What the fuck? You're going to turn the entire chat. That funny little turquoise color soon. Another tenor. God damn. But don't say that completes the goal, by the way. What the fuck? The goal is... Who said that completes the goal in chat? That's disgusting. It's still 10 out of 10. It's still 10 out of 20 to go. What the fuck? Anyway, Bank Manager, thanks for the tier 2. Do you think you'll get involved in anti-reform campaigning in 29 or earlier if it comes? Could an electoral pact keep Farage out of power? I really hope it does, but I think we're kind of past two-party rule, and that could be the case. It could be the case that we're in a situation where Greens, Labour, Lib Dem, where they have to get together to keep out Conservatives. But the problem is that no one's going to commit to that until after the election. So, because it just looks bad. Like, there's no way a Green candidate right now can say, yeah, we'll do a coalition with Keir Starmer, because that's everyone who might be excited about voting for you, or half of them just ditching, right? But obviously, if it comes to the crunch, there's no fucking way they would abandon a coalition to let Farage come in if they could stop it. It would be so disgusting. TV, thanks for the tier 1 sub. W, Zohran, Mamdani, L, Republicans, Malding. Yeah, true. Very true. Could the left-wing parties create one party? Nope, they will never. Because they are they're very opposed. They're very different. Especially Keir, because everyone hates Keir. No one can be seen saying anything nice or conciliatory towards Keir. Anyway, thank you, Hutch. But I want to hear from
Here is Governor
my
Gavin
favorite
Newsom.
communist left-winger, Gavin Newsom.
Another successful
Well, good evening,
Democrat
everybody.
this evening.
And
Let's listen in.
let me underscore, it's been a good evening for everybody, not just the Democratic Party. But what a night for the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
A party that is in its ascendancy. A party that's on its toes, no longer on its heels. From coast to coast, sea to shining sea. But it was not just a victory tonight for the Democratic Party. It was a victory for the United States of America, for the people of this country and the principles that our founding fathers lived and died for. And so we're proud. We're proud here in California to be part of this narrative this evening. We're proud of the work that the people of the state of California did tonight to send a powerful message to an historic president. Donald Trump is an historic president. He is the most historically unpopular president in modern history. In every critical category, Donald Trump is underwater. He promised to make us healthier. He promised to make us wealthier. We're sicker and poorer. And he fundamentally understands that. Why else would he call Greg Abbott saying he's entitled to 5 seats? Why else is he trying to rig the midterm elections before one single vote is even cast? He understands his position at this moment in the United States of America. One thing he never counted on, though, was the state of California. Instead of agonizing over the state of our nation, we organized in an unprecedented way in a 90-day sprint. People from all over the United States of America contributed their voices and their support for this initiative. We stood tall and we stood firm in response to Donald Trump's recklessness. And tonight, after poking the bear, this bear roared with an unprecedented turnout in a special election with an extraordinary result.
That's the bear. Moderate Dems. Fuck yeah.
None of us, however, are naive. This is a pattern. This is a practice. Donald Trump's efforts to rig the midterm election continue to this day. And I'll reinforce that in just a moment. You're seeing
the
him
mod
take
squad.
action.
I love the fucking mod squad with 2 blonde CIA queens.
Do you
That's
think
fucking
Gavin
brilliant.
Newsom will run for 2028 presidency?
Thanks for the $49.99. I mean, by the way things are going now, it looks like he would potentially, yeah. I'd be quite surprised if after all this building up, and unless something big changes, yeah, I'd be surprised if he wasn't at least in the primary.
All across this country, not just in Texas. You saw what they were successful able to do in
The mod
Missouri,
squad.
what they did in North Carolina, what they're trying to do in Indiana, and inevitably in Florida. They are not screwing around. In June of this year, we saw 4,000 National Guard federalized in the state of California. We saw 700 active duty Marines not sent overseas, but sent to the second largest city in the United States of America to militarize our streets. We said in June this was a preview of things to come. What more evidence do you need than what happened in Washington, D.C., what's happening up in Portland, cities like Chicago? When we kicked off this campaign just 90 or so days ago in Little Tokyo, in Southern California, in LA, at the Democracy Center, Donald Trump sent Greg Bovino. He sent his private police force that increasingly appears to have taken an oath of office to Donald Trump, not to the Constitution of the United States. He sent them to our kickoff rally to chill free expression, to chill free speech, to intimidate people from participating. Just today, in Los Angeles, Donald Trump called up the Border Patrol, sent them to Dodger Stadium, and threw a fastball at free speech, right at the head free expression, to suppress the vote in America's second largest city. Just did that today. People in tactical gears sent out to intimidate a community that is already on edge. But you see, as we speak, people are still in line. People waiting up 3 hours to cast their vote, to send a message to Donald Trump. No crowns, no thrones, no kings. That's what this victory represents. It's a victory for the people of the state of California and the United States of America. And this is a victory that's punctuated with a sober reminder that it's not just the actions that Donald Trump has taken to federalize our guard.
I'm pretty sure the only reason people are asking in chat, the only reason that Gavin might be at a disadvantage trying to be president that I know of is that he's from California, because isn't there the whole thing about the California curse that like Americans in other states see Californian candidates and they're like, ooh, you think you're all that? Ooh. Who do you fucking bag it, all that in a bag of potato chips, eh? You. Slick. But Reagan, he was California, wasn't he? But isn't Reagan supposed to be like the exception that proves the rule? Gavin will overcome being from California. True. Was Nixon the other one? Oh, that's fine then. Fuck it, I didn't know about Nixon.
To begin the process of militarizing American cities.
Although I imagine being a red Californian is probably different than being a blue one. Yeah.
To intimidate free expression and speech by utilizing ICE and Border Patrol in American cities. But he also announced today, right when polls were opening, that this election was rigged. That this election was rigged. Of course, those are familiar words. It's exactly what Donald Trump said after January 6th, that day of love, where he tried to light democracy on fire. He tried to wreck this country, and he called in to the Secretary of State in Georgia, calling up for 11,000, 12,000 votes, just like he called Greg Abbott, saying he's entitled to those 5 seats. He said this election was rigged, and he's moving to look for criminal prosecution and investigations at the Department of Justice. He is not screwing around. So tonight, I'm proud, but I'm very mindful and sober of the moment we are living in. Donald Trump does not believe in fair and free elections, period, and full stop.
True.
This is not complicated.
Very true.
And it's self-evident to anyone paying attention. You start to stack up all of these actions that continue to this moment and will continue in moments to come. If you think I'm exaggerating, consider his announcement just a few weeks ago to send rapid response teams.
I love this fucking Succession meme from Mockler. Are you gonna fucking cry? Almost 50% of New Yorkers live in family households with at least one immigrant. Okay. Yeah, are you gonna fucking cry?
All across the United States, in all 50 states, tens of thousands of members of the military prepared for urban deployment. A preview of things to come. But back to this state. Our state of mind was resolute. Our state of mind was resolved to stand firm and to stand tall, to not be intimidated, to not be humiliated. To not fall prey to cynicism, to not fall prey to fear and the anxiety of someone that believes in only one thing, shock and awe, to intimidate and exhaust us. But we're seeing all across this country, 7 million people strong, standing up, not just for themselves, but for each other and for these enduring and historic principles of our founding fathers. And I'll end on that. Next year is the 250th anniversary of the best of Roman Republic, the best of Greek democracy. This fundamental notion of a system of checks and balances, of popular sovereignty, the rule of law. Mr. President, the rule of law.
God, he loves his institutions, doesn't he? Greek and Roman, hell yeah. Is that one for the Groypers?
Not the rule of dawn. And I hope it's dawning on people. The sobriety of this moment. What's at stake? Tonight, as I said, is an extraordinary moment for our party. But again, it's an extraordinary moment affirming those principles. Our founding fathers did not live and die to see the kind of vandalism to this republic and our democracy that Donald Trump is trying to perpetuate. And so my call tonight, in the spirit of Whitman, we talked about the powerful play, goes on. We all must contribute a verse. And so we need the state of Virginia. We need the state of Maryland. We need our friends in New York, in Illinois, in Colorado. We need to see other states with the remarkable leaders that have been doing remarkable things meet this moment head on as well, to recognize what we're up against in 2026. And let me make this crystal clear. We can de facto end Donald Trump's presidency as we know it the minute Speaker Jeffries gets sworn in as Speaker of the House of Representatives. It is all on the line, a bright line in 2026. And so I want to thank everybody that stood up, not just for our democracy, but stood up for those that have feel bullied and intimidated, stood up for this notion of co-equal branches of government and a system of checks and balances. And I want to thank my wife, who reminds me every single day that this is about those that feel alone, those that feel isolated, those that feel an anxiety and a stress that they never could have imagined in their lives. This was about saying to them, we have your back, we see you, you matter, we care. And I'll just say this, I'm confident as we move forward into 2026 in this country, the best is yet to come. Thank you very much.
Wow. Gavin. Big Gavin. What a good day. What an especially good day for the mod squad. Oh god, the fucking mod squad. I love it. The mod squad. The mod squad. And I guess continuing with the mod squad vibes, why not? It's Slop o'clock. Okay. We only have a couple of these. Only a couple. Why not? We have another election winner that wasn't announced for some reason.
See what this looks like.
Now this guy, he's got a big Mamdani's biggest fucking fan now that he won, right? Let's go! Hell yeah! Mamdani, a friend of Jews, 0% AIPAC funded. Dude, most fucking Jews voted against him, I don't. Thank you. Is this a Nuteri? There's no way that's a Nuteri Carta guy. There's no fucking way. Wait. How did you say it's a Nuteri Carta? Is that? I can't remember how to pronounce it. They've got the kafiyas. That's Nuteri Carta. I didn't even, what the fuck? That is them, isn't it? Yeah, the fucking signs. And the cafe. Yeah, that's them. That's them. These are the... So, they're often presented as anti-Zionist Orthodox Jews who are really just, religiously principled because the Holy Land, whatever, should actually be returned by the fucking... by God or whatever, but also because they're appalled by there's no way, like, in our name they would commit such horrible crimes. No, man, these guys are trolls, okay? These guys are mental. They want the kingdom of Israel returned. They just want God to do it. And when it happens, they want all the non-Jews to be their indentured servants. Who are the non-Jews? Who are most of the non-Jews in the old borders of the Kingdom of Israel. Oh, that would be Palestinians. These guys are nuts. But people act like they're kind of representative. Oh God. Remember when they look who they met with? What? Yeah, these guys actually want Greater Israel. They just want God to do it. And they do want the indentured servitude and everything. Look at this is them meeting with Hamas. They're trolls. I didn't even see them there. That's so funny. Are they troll if they believe it? Kind of. Like, it's hard to tell how much of what they believe or do is sincere, but yeah, shit.
Thank you.
It's fucking crazy. They're the ones that he goes up to shake their hand. He's like, yes, my get out of anti-Semitic jail free card. The Hamas supporting fucking extremists who want Palestinians to be their indentured servants. That's fucking hilarious. They're harmless people. I mean, they're harmless in the sense that they basically are tiny and they do absolutely nothing. Yeah. They are such a small fringe group. Anyway.
I do not have you for the upstairs list.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'm staff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If you're
so we can't go upstairs.
So they're not on the list for upstairs?
I do not, but do you have this wristband? I can also just check the chat.
Well, so I thought movement builders could go upstairs, no? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I can double check and just make sure
upstairs
on my end.
More seating area.
Yeah, I just wanted a drink. I'm good.
They told him later that you can go upstairs.
What was your name? Sorry.
Oh.
Michael. Okay, great. Let me just make sure on my back channel.
Did he go then?
We got no motion, chat. We got no motion.
We're washed.
They did not. Okay.
Fell off. It's okay.
Stop whispering in the microphone, Marsh. They can hear you.
I'm just coughing, dude. I'm just sick.
Who has the clip of them getting told they're allowed to go in?
I'll figure it out if I can.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Take my number. Text me if you need anything.
Wait, here. Put it. Don't say it out loud.
Are you guys streaming live?
Oh yeah, we are.
Okay.
But we're not showing anything yet. But there's 72,000 people watching.
Oh, great.
Currently.
It's out of focus. There we go.
They're just watching the ground.
Great.
All right.
I also have a team member at the box office that's in the interior. That might be one of those.
That's okay. I think we're good. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
I don't care. Wait, surely there must have been something communicated if he thought he was allowed in.
Are there drinks here or no?
There's no way he just turned up to fucking, Dorsia. There's no way he turned up just thinking that.
Oh, we can get drinks here.
They just they just see his face and you're like, oh yeah, hey, aren't you the guy who literally, got Mamdani elected?
Perfect.
Yeah, of course you'd come in. Say no more.
While I'm working.
You're such a fucking liar. You do ketamine while working. I mean, allegedly. Hello, hi.
The clip of this that's on Reddit was cut up. Why is it cut up? Did something different happen? This is his reaction to being denied.
Yeah, we can show here. It's fine. We have no motion. We're out. We're done.
The Reddit clip makes it look like he brought up the view count unprompted. Oh. Okay.
We're washed.
We're washed.
Probably getting kicked out within the next 15 minutes.
Most likely. We'll be escorted. No drink tickets. No drink tickets, no bitches. No drink tickets, no bitches.
$20 have to pay for every drink.
I don't care about that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, we can show here.
Okay. Whatever. Calls out the Oh no. Oh no. Was it not unprompted? Apparently someone asked. Maybe the guy next to him asked. I don't know. ZJM, thanks for the 5 gifted subs.
Getting to take part in it. You're getting to be here. Many of you probably also door knock, you canvas, and this is the fruits of your labor.
Let's
It's
go.
Me, the dipshit, the asshole drinking alcoholic beverages. Oh my God. All the fucking haters on like it suck my dick too. Oh my God. All the fucking slop tubers. Getting to take part in it. You're getting to be here. Many of you probably also door knock, you canvas, and this is the fruits of your labor. It's me, the dipshit.
What's he elaborating on there? What's he?
Fucking haters on like it suck my dick too. Oh my God. All the fucking slop tubers. Getting to take.
Okay. All those fucking dogs that don't know their place. Am I right? Am I right, boys? Beep, 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 beep. All right. What the fuck? Ethan supports Mamdani too. I mean, I support Mamdani. What?
Done.
I don't know. It seems like, but I don't know. When he says slop tubers, he could be referring to slop tuber is just like, because he does this thing, right, where he can't really deal with criticism at all. So he has this thing where he will just group everyone who opposes him into one easily understood simple category just to make life easier for himself. It's kind of like reminiscent or a derivative of what celebrities do in general. Celebrities get a lot of negative attention. They get a lot of negative attention from people. And the only way for them to really deal with it in a survival sense almost is to just kind of like not really see those people as people. So like I think dehumanizing haters or critics or whatever is just like it's a very simple way to sort of like calm your head down in a way, because like God forbid if some of them are correct, then that's a lot to deal with, you know. Which is why he just lumps everyone into slop tuber, as if this guy is not like the ultimate fucking crossover of politics and slop. Like even his political content is slop. Like he deliberately and will he probably admit to some degree that he takes political concepts and overly simplifies the shit out of them and basically turns it into this retarded fucking comic book story of good versus evil. So it's like, yeah.
Done.
What do you think it means that this guy ran as a socialist and anti-communism didn't work to stop him? That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are in the heart of the imperial core. This is the country that defeated the USSR, unfortunately. And the reality of the matter is, there's a lot of antagonism. There's no class consciousness in the United States of America. It's one of the things I try to address every day with my commentary. And I will say this, the conditions have deteriorated so much that everyday Americans, in spite of their lack of class consciousness, are finally arriving at the conclusion that perhaps there is an alternative out there.
Perhaps we should have let the Soviet Union win. Perhaps it would have been better if we had a Soviet United States, eh? The fuck? Dude, actually, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop. What the fuck is this? Stop. Stop. Get back on your horse.
There is an alternative that focuses on them as opposed to the interests of the billionaires and the millionaires, as opposed to the interests of the capital owners. And I mean, you can't help but notice that. You can't help but feel at least a little bit of excitement around that.
And also the significance.
Done.
What do you think it means that this guy?
A bit of excitement around that.
Wow. Goddamn. I did not know USSR was going to come into there. Bro, he doesn't talk about the USSR that often, even, does he? What the fuck is he talking? What are we doing? Bro, you're in public. What are you? Okay. He used to. I know he's had his moments. Yeah, I know he is very, and he does tend to equivocate quite a lot. Like he's very fucking cagey about letting people know how much he cares about the USSR. He's drunk. Is that what happens? Like what? He loosens his tongue on fucking on the USSR. The USSR, bro. Oh, well, It's a shame we lost. It's a shame we won the Cold War. You know, it would have been much easier. It would have been much easier to be a spoiled, rotten, fucking streaming, soying out, fucking whiny dipshit for the tune of millions of dollars. It would be so much easier to have done that had the Soviets defeated America. Damn. Also, I don't really know how much America defeated the Soviet Union. America just kind of like, in some parts, you know, they fought over, you know, Korea, Vietnam, and shit like that. But at the end of the day, right, the grand American strategy for the Cold War was just to kind of like watch them do their thing, right? It's just watch them, just sit back and just let them pop themselves. The people who defeated the Soviet Union it was the Soviet Union. They were defeated by their own states. They were defeated by fucking Lithuania and Estonia and Latvia and fucking Bulgaria and Romania. They were defeated by their own people. Yeah, like what the fuck? They were defeated by their own citizens. And kind of Afghanistan, yeah. Little help from their friends in a little help from the brave soldiers of the Mujahideen. True. Peace be upon them. All right. Good slop. Good slop, boys. Get fucked. Subscribe, you fucking assholes. I mean, sorry.